every country, no matter how it's governed, runs on the rule of law. It's the unspoken deal that you won't handle disputes yourself, and instead you trust the courts and enforcement to have your back. But when that trust is broken, without rapid and lasting correction, a country will slowly start to collapse. Political unalive acts, economic instability, civil unrest, authoritarian leadership. The US has had these cycles of instability before, and we always bounce back. Do we though? Let's check. Because in order for a country to bounce back, it requires them to at least have one of the four horsemen in the rule of law to exist. So let's see what we got in the stables, shall we? Number one, accessibility and impartiality. Around 90% of Americans can't afford an attorney for the average civil case without taking on debt or sacrificing their financial security. And if that wasn't shocking enough, the World Justice Project ranks us in the bottom 25% for access to civil justice. But hey, people can self-represent and the courts are fair, right? Ooh, not so much. In federal rights civil cases alone, 92% of pro se cases were dismissed before they even reached pleading in the last year. And we also rank in the bottom 25% for equal treatment and discrimination. Okay, number two, a clear understanding of law. Supposedly in the US, you need a $200,000 doctorate degree just to be able to understand and present a case, making justice become a commodity for the elite. Number three, no person is above the law. Well, as I stated in my last video, over time we've established law granting judicial immunity, presidential immunity, qualified immunity, quasi-qualified immunity, sovereign immunity, absolute immunity, diplomatic immunity, prosecutorial immunity, legislative immunity, and even the 11th Amendment that guarantees states immunity. How about the last one? Open and transparent. All judicial complaints on the federal level in most states are completely confidential. Most case law is gated behind expensive subscriptions, and there's no clear way to track bias in court rulings. You see, if you just took rule number 4, everything else would fall into place. It doesn't matter whether your government's a democracy or monarchy or even an oligarchy. What creates civil chaos and unrest is what the government hides. Don't believe me? Well, look at Nordic countries. Judicial discipline, corporate financials, election financing are all on public record amongst everything else. And this is why Nordic countries are consistently ranked as the world's least corrupt and most trusted governments and judiciaries. And despite our situation, things can change. I mean, look at Germany, the country that collapsed, committed atrocities, and was literally divided and occupied. They rebuilt, putting in protections in place to avoid fractions, cleaned out their courts, and built radical transparency into their system. So, where do we begin? Well, make sure to follow because that's what I'll be discussing next.